Oh, welcome to another episode of Hong Kong House of Cards. I was totally paying attention and didn't miss it being for like a couple seconds. Shut up, I'm perfect. Uh, Tonight we find Gravedigger and Tony and Nathan, I guess, just kind of doing stuff and being people. Some more so than others, some less so than others. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying words. You can introduce yourself.
I would like to point out myself and my necrophilia aside. God. Anyway.
It's canon now.
Ew.
Oh gosh.
So I take it that we are going to do this at the museum or places?
New museum works wherever works.
Well, does Nathan particularly want to show up at like the most edgelord goth bar in the world?
I mean, you know, he's hung out with edgy people before, so I don't see why not. He'd probably look a little funny, but
All right then. Apparently we're doing this at my bar, Miss Antonia Zhang, and there is a reason for you to be here. You will be invited.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
All right, so Mr. Nathan Adams, you have never attended Carpe Noctem before, so needless to say, how would I describe it? You would probably like this place mostly because the banality is probably kept incredibly low by the illicit narcotics, alcoholism, and wild fantasies that goth teenagers tend to get up to. I hadn't seen that overlay before. Good God.
few people have.
That's amazing.
Sean made it for me. And yes, Nathan looks like John Tron. Yeah, missing an eye. And chunk of an ear.
Sweet.
Sorry. Did not mean to distract.
Sorry, just have to check something very quickly and I'll be back. In order to speed things along, how about Ms. Zhang and Mr. Adams meet each other in the foyer as they're getting their coats checked?
Okay.
I don't know if Mr. Adams has a coat to check, but
Wait, they're actually going to check the coats and stuff this time?
Let's go with yes.
Damn. Okay, no weapons then. I guess after being invited, Tony will show up and, not have her bag with her for the first time in forever. She'll be standing in the foyer, just kind of standing there and waiting, looking really bored.
Yeah, Nathan will be standing there. He doesn't typically carry weapons except for one that I'm pretty sure none of the guards here would be able to see. But he'll just kind of be walking around. He'll just be sitting in the foyer waiting for some reason. I don't know. It makes sense to him. Probably doesn't make sense to anyone else. But yeah, since it's in the overlay and everything, he does have a violet eye. The other one is looks pretty fake, given that it's not like swiveling around like the other one is.
Wait, like a wholly violet eye, or just like the irises?
Just the irises.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony's ever met Nathan, actually.
Probably.
So he basically can pull a Mad Eye Moody. It works of its own volition around his skull.
No. It's just one of his eyes is fake, so it doesn't like move around or anything. The other eye is moving around because it's his actual eye. I just phrased it weirdly.
Okie dokie. In that case, once you have had your coats checked, I actually don't know. Have Nathan and Tony met one another?
Don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, fun. You will basically, as you, a very, very cute girl, what can only be described as very, very short Lolita, will make her way up to you and will offer a very kind of a neat bow and will say, may I offer you lovely patrons anything to drink this evening? On the house, of course.
I'll take a shot of whiskey, I guess, please.
I'll take a glass of water.
She kind of brushes her hand very, very inappropriately, like kind of fixes your hair and says, oh, come on, I'm sure we can do better than that.
First off, don't touch me. I don't know you, so don't. Second off, glass of water, please.
What can... Oh, so disappointed. I thought that you'd be more of a playful type with something more interesting inside you, but c'est la vie, I suppose. She putters back to the bar.
Good to know me first, but whatever.
Hey, this is a golf place, isn't it, Miss?
Yes.
Like, he's asking this in character.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
So, like, I mean, I remember back in high school, the goths were usually pretty not judgmental, that kind of thing. Like, they're pretty open about, do what you want, because pirate is free. But, like, I don't know what the fuck deal is. It's not cool.
You can... You see her touch her finger to her ear very briefly, and then she nods and she says, oh, I didn't realize. Excuse me, Miss Zhang. You have an appointment with the boss.
You're gonna meet Bruce Springsteen?
Dude, you wanna... I am. You wanna come along?
Can I just point out, Tiger wins all universes for that one line. You have an appointment with Bruce Springsteen.
It's even better because Nathan's from Jersey.
Oh God, no! But yeah, Tony has asked, would you like to go along with her?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm not going to bother describing it. You've all, both of you, with different characters, have been to Gravedigger's subterranean library before, so you'll be brought down the same way. There will basically be... The fuck was that?
What?
So there was just like some really loud background noise over here. I think it was actually over here. I just heard like something crash upstairs, so... Somebody may have died. I should probably investigate that, but I'm really comfortable here.
And also, if you go investigate, you could die next.
Right?
You can just see that, I'm not sure if it's a meerkat or a weasel or something, but where it does a close-up shot of its face and it's just got the really surprised look. Yeah, that's totally happening right now. Very good. You were brought down into a very, very lavishly appointed library done in the high Gothic Victorian style. There is once again a long table with very many drinks set upon it in a central silver tray, and you are left there. There is a rather pleasant log fire burning in the background.
Yeah. That's nice.
Tony will sit down and kind of look over at Nathan. So, what's your name?
I'm Nathan Adams. I really don't know why I'm here. I just kind of saw the places, like, I guess I'm gonna go here tonight. And then all this happened.
Well, I'm Tony, by the way. I mean, I guess you can go if you want, but I thought I'd extend this invitation out because, I don't know. Kind of a spur of the moment choice.
You hear a voice behind you. No, Miss Shang. He's our guest, the same as you are. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Adams. Gravedigger walks down from the other entrance to the room at the other side. You can hear the clicking of his cane and such.
It's very nice to meet you too, and he'll just kind of look for a second like he's trying to think of a name. Was that?
That's oddly enough not the worst thing I've been called even today. My name is Gravedigger.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you. Nathan just said I wasn't trying to be insulting with it.
No, not at all. I'm quite happy to answer to a multitude of names, but as I said, I prefer to answer to Gravedigger. He'll extend his hand to shake yours.
Nathan will shake his hand.
Do forgive me, but I'm a man who enjoys very interesting and eclectic things, and I was wondering if there was a story behind that. And he'll point to your eye.
Which eye? So it matters.
Yes. The one that's very obviously weird.
Again, which one? Because it matters. You got the violet eye and the fake one.
Yes, he will point at the violet eye.
Okay. That's just, family stuff. We kind of give you gonna buy it.
Would you like to roll subterfuge to see if he buys it?
We can. It probably won't be very good. You'll probably be able to beat it pretty easy, but I can do that. Where is? There it is. Manipulate 2. Okay, I get to roll 2 dice.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Nathan doesn't believe in lying to people, except in this case, I guess.
He's also rolling the dream, isn't it?
I would have to do perception cannon to figure that out. All right. Can you beat no successes on your perception empathy check?
I was gonna say, would you mind rolling it for me, Kim? Please and thank you.
Sure. How much?
It will be 4, 5, 6. It's 7 dice and 10's double.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Family business, you say. Very interesting. I would assume then you have a rather eccentric family. Mind you, you are, well, the Adams name, is that from the Welsh Adams, perhaps?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I never really dug into it. My family's mostly Jewish, so maybe we had some people way down the line. I don't know.
Shalom. He will very casually twist open a bottle of whiskey that it's probably about 50 years old, and he will pour it in. Do you take ice, Mr. Adams?
Yes, please.
Good then. He will put 2 lumps in and will very delicately, in a way that you'd expect a barman to do, kind of just, it's called testering, where you just pour it very, very gently over the ice.
Yeah.
And he will slide the cup or the glass along the table to you. I do hope that this meets with your expert approval.
Nathan will just kind of take a sip. Anything weird happen? I'm assuming not.
It's really good whiskey.
Okay. Yeah, he'll just nod and say, "Yeah, it's pretty good, thanks."
So, at this point, Gravedigger will sit down, and he'll take a deck of cards out of his pocket, and he'll start to play with them. So, you, Mr. Adams, come into my bar on this very particular... sorry, there was massive reverb, and I heard my entire sentence, and it was amazing.
Sorry, that might be coming from me.
He will say, you, Mr. Adams, walk into my bar on this very particular evening, in a very particular manner, with a very particular set of features, and a very particular last name. Very interesting, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking to. Some people may not find that interesting, some people might.
I find these things endlessly interesting myself. So, ooh,
No nightmares
what's
were
he?
happening.
What was he doing?
I forgot to roll for nightmares earlier, so that was
Yeah,
bad.
no, that is all the levels of good. You slept like a baby.
For once.
For once. He will say, so, I'm to assume then, via all of these different chances and coincidences, your very interesting attire and your very interesting mannerisms, not to mention your, shall we say, how would I phrase this? He kind of takes a deep inhale. Interesting scent. By the way, you might necessarily have an interesting scent, but apparently you do to him. That you are a member of one of our most esteemed cards, are you not? And he'll start flicking tarot cards down onto the table.
I mean, I'm not gonna say yes or no. He'll kind of look around if anybody else is in the room.
No, from what you can see, it's just the three of you sitting there. There are security cameras and whatever else, but that's about it.
Okay. He's going to look at you guys in dreaming with perception canning. Figure out what the fuck you guys is.
We is things.
This Tiger knows out of character, but Nathan don't know in character. Okay, that's probably good. So he'll just kind of look at you guys like, oh, shiny. Yeah, okay, yeah. House of Cups.
Ah. In that case, it is a pleasure to meet you. And with that, almost as if it was pre-planned, he puts down the King of Pentacles card and kind of scooches it across the table.
He'll look at it. Oh, okay. I mean, little lofty, but I get it.
I was going for dramatic effect, not necessarily position.
Okay.
So, how very interesting. As a matter of fact, I'd been hoping to meet one of your ilk.
What is it?
You see, how to best explain this? We, and he points to himself, can walk many paths to many different places. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could as well.
I mean, I've been to a few different places. Most, or some, not, on this plane, if that makes sense.
Of course it does. So, as an individual such as myself is incredibly interested in these other places and other points, I was hoping to find a guide to one or more of them that I have not seen.
See, the problem with my place is that the only way I know how to get you there, you won't remember.
He contemplates. How very interesting. There is, of course, when one contemplates, always a way if one has a will. I have a will, so I'll see if I can find a way to remember.
Well, there you go.
I beg your pardon?
He said, well, there you go. That makes sense.
On an out-of-game note, there is a way for people to remember when they've been enchanted. I just can't remember what it is. I think that you could probably do it with enough mind sphere. You could probably basically force your mind to remember.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can actually go to the dreaming with enough thoughts in mind, but it's kind of weird. And you'll remember. But
You will have a Doctor Strange moment where your up becomes sideways.
yeah, pretty much.
Very interesting. He puts his tarot cards down and starts shuffling them and says, so, I have now made one new friend. It has been indeed an interesting affair. And Miss Zhang, you came. I'm so pleased that you did.
I seriously thought about not coming, but I decided I should probably be a little nice.
Why? I thought I'd been nothing but pleasant as a host. Have I done something wrong? Oh,
You're a
how
little
horrid.
creepy.
He kind of looks around at, the high Gothic Victoriana crap. He's just like, that's kind of the intention, ever so slightly. Just a little bit.
Exactly.
Called Gravedigger, for God's sake. I'm not exactly called Happy Bunny's Emporium,
as this whole conversation is going on, Nathan's just kind of making a face like, I didn't want to say anything, but...
Excellent.
So, like, you want to give off this creepy vibe, and then ask me why would I say I don't want to come here? It's like, okay. Like, I mean, you do you.
You see him smile and lean back in his chair, and he says, "Stories of imagination tend to upset those without one."
I suppose.
Whoa. Nathan's just kind of sitting here like, I'm not nearly drunk enough for this, and he will take another sip of his...
I come off creepy. I don't know how I'm going to function. No, not really. I really don't care. I wanted you to how would I explain? You are a very interesting conundrum to me, Miss Zhang.
What are you doing tonight?
I don't see how, but okay.
Nathan looks down at his phone for a moment and then is like, oh god.
Is everything all right?
I have a very overly affectionate superior who's not technically over me.
Is she under you?
It's
I think that she'd want to be.
It's a he and no.
Oh.
I'm not like super into the whole sex thing.
This sounds vaguely inappropriate and scandalous and delicious.
He thinks I'm his best friend or something, I don't know. He showed up one night, hugged me, called me comrade, and then I just kind of stood in the corner and tried really hard to not be there for a little while.
I will give you some words of wisdom in that case, Mr. Adams. If cats look like frogs, we'd realize what nasty, cruel little bastards they are. Style, that's what people remember.
That's fair.
So are you a cat or a frog?
Neither. I'm Jewish.
Shalom. He kind of contemplates for a moment and sits back in his chair. Though apparently you're also somebody else's delectable morsel that sits upon a plate for them to push around with their knife and fork.
Well, I mean, I'm just a knight. He's a baron. He kind of outranks me.
I see. So does that mean that you must provide services for your Lord Baron whenever he asks?
Well, he's not my Lord Baron. He's just a baron. Now, see, my baron is just kind of an asshole.
Ah. I see. The things that one comes to realize.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of like a lull in the conversation as people contemplate, the fact that basically Nathan's being, sexually abused by proxy.
He's not. It's like not even sexual. He's just making it sound a lot worse than it actually is.
Hooray! As a matter of fact, because this could be amusing, Toady, can you roll me 7 dice for perception empathy, just to kind of gauge how the guy is actually feeling?
Okay.
And 10's double because fuck yes.
Like, he looks mildly uncomfortable at the idea of affection, but it's nothing like... It's not something he'd report to the police or anything. It's just kind of a, if it happens, it's not a huge deal, but I'd prefer it didn't.
I see. I was going to say, so it is that all the rape vibes in the room suddenly intensify, moving swiftly. I had a favor to ask of you, Miss Shang.
Oh gosh, what would this be?
You can perceive spirits. You've already told me as much.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Indeed you did.
What about it?
I was wondering if you could tell me, as you wander the city, where it is you might find such entities.
Oh, see, Tiger, where would I find such entities?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Pretty much. Tony walks the city a lot, so
Mhm.
where would he see like a ton of ghosts? I'm assuming like a graveyard.
Yeah, graveyards, pretty much. That's, maybe some warehouses in Kowloon, depending, but I would not advise going there.
Yeah, I don't think she goes over there to warehouses anymore.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
In person.
Hi.
No. But yeah, she'd pretty much just tell him like cemeteries.
You see, because the issue is that ever since it became abundantly clear to me that the celestial bureaucracy have no interest in the wraith population that's been leaking through into the city, it has become unfortunate. It has come down to us to police their numbers.
I mean,
Ghosts.
Spectres, spooks, oogity-boogities, the list goes on.
Like I said, I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Would you like a biscuit, Mr. Adams?
Yes, please.
He puts a cookie on a small plate and gives it to you.
Nathan will eat it wholeheartedly. Your character is English, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure, because he would have recognized the accent. Like, oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I wish to go and make sure that the various different spectres, spooks, and other things that quite literally go bump in the night are kept curtailed, because if more numbers have been continued to bleed through from the various different orifici that have been caused from the death of this marauder, we have a very nasty situation on our hands.
I mean, not sure how you expect me to help. I can see them, but I really can't do anything to them.
Yes. He will basically, Tiger, because you're also my ST, haha! See how that one goes? He's going to remove a ring from his index finger. And he's going to kind of play with it between his fingers. And he'll say, "What if I gave you the tools to do something about it?"
And she kind of ponders on it for a little bit. I suppose I'd help you.
Even though I'm creepy.
I mean, if you're gonna keep doing this like fake crying kind of stuff, then no. But it's like it wasn't that big of an insult. I called you creepy, and you just pretty much said that you wanted it that way. So I don't see what you're like being all sarcastic about. But
It's called being a dramaticist, my dear. It's all I have left, really.
it's weird.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, even if you're creepy, I suppose I'd help. It would give me something to do.
Okay. In that case, he slides the ring across the table to you.
She'll look at it.
How did I describe this ring? Give me just a moment, because there is a description of it. You may want to look at that with appropriate sights if you want to do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you got like Prime Side or Square Side or that sort of thing.
Would Matter Sight do anything? Like well, I would tell her what it is.
Yeah, it really just tell you like what the ring itself is made out of. It wouldn't necessarily.
I don't think I have anything that can do that. Then again, I don't know exactly how all the sites work in Old Mage.
Well, what spheres do you have as a thing?
Entropy, forces, life, matter, mind.
Because of what the ring is, entropy sight might show you stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, then I'll roll to put up entropy site. Yeah, I think I got it.
Let's see. Yeah, the beat their score. So
Yep. Okay. So basically, the ring itself looks like an ornate silver band with a large purple gemstone at the center. Around the outside of the ring runs a carved silver chain-like pattern. Basically, with entropy sight, you'd see that it kind of throbs and resonates with entropic power.
She'll kind of raise an eyebrow and then look back to him. And what exactly is this?
I call it the Ring of Chains. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to bind these ne'er-do-well spirits into items, objets d'art, things that can be brought back here, and then I'm intending to send them back into the Shadowlands where they belong.
Interesting.
You see, I'm not very much on the whole running around and swinging and jumping and such. So I figured that it would be better if I gave it to someone who has the ability to do so.
I suppose. Is there like any strings attached with this ring? Because I'd rather not deal with that.
Just that I would like it back.
Okay, I can do that.
Very well. So, we will make a covenant, an agreement, you and I, that you will bring as many of these poor spirits in their newly fetishized forms to me within 1 week's time. 1 week from today, and then you will return my ring.
Okay, but am I gonna get anything in this? Because it sounds like I'm going out doing all the work and you're getting all the spirits.
You're allowing the poor unfortunate souls to go on to their final rest. I would assume that that would be something of value to you.
She'll nod and pick up the ring and stick it in her pocket.
Well, do you want something else?
Nah, not really.
See, I like it when a plan comes together.
do you?
Did you just say tea?
No, I said do you?
But of course. Would you like another biscuit?
Yes, please.
Once again, he even puts it down. This time, he actually picks up a doily, puts it down on the plate because the plate has had crumbs on it, and puts a different type of biscuit on top of the doily.
Nathan will gobble it down.
It's butterscotch. Butterscotch. Should I make just a blue booking note that I've basically lent my wonder to Tony for a week?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. So, he kind of looks at Nathan and cocks his head to the side. I'm curious.
Oh, he dropped. Okay.
There he goes.
And the thing stopped working. And
No, she's the one hosting it.
yeah, but the
Did it
overlay
stop
didn't stop working.
Oh, what the fuck?
The dice didn't work either. We had this happen.
That was really weird.
We had this happen before. The dice won't work anymore either.
Did you get kicked too, Tiger, or was it just me?
No, it was just you.
I just had
Okay.
this happen before.
Okay.
You might have to restart the scene if you want to use them.
Or I can roll it on my phone, and I will be witness for all of them, and I'll let you guys know what you did. Either or.
I was just asking. It was rather ironic, actually. I just asked Nathan if his kind died, and then my entire internet just fucked itself.
So, what were you asking, Nathan? Sorry.
Basically, he was asking if changelings died.
Doesn't everything? Like,
I'm not exactly sure. Bear in mind, in fairy tales they are forever, but does that mean that you inherently are forever as long as the fairy tale is forever?
I mean, theoretically, like, some of us remember aspects of our lives from previous times that we were wandering around.
How very interesting. And I mean, are you a sprite? Are you a goblin? Are you what are you? There are so many different types in the fairy tale.
Are you... One second. One second.
Take it down.
Sorry. Had to look something up. I'm what's called a knocker. We kind of just build shit, mine shit. Most of us are kind of assholes.
He kind of cocks an eyebrow. We're assholes. You're just like, I see. But you build things. What kind of things do you build?
It depends on the knocker. I prefer clocks myself. I can also make things here or there.
Actually, this would be the perfect time, I think. Give me just a moment. Because I haven't rolled it yet, so I kind of want to... It's one of those moments where you have something you kind of want to do and you haven't been able to. No. Tiger, can I roll my intellect and library for use mental attribute plus library to look up information regarding an arcane or obscure topic? I want to look up knockers.
Yeah, that'd be legitimate.
If one of you wouldn't mind rolling me the 6 dice just to see if I find anything on knockers.
My dice stream won't show up for some reason. Like, I can roll the dice, but so Kim, if you need it, see if it'll work.
Okay, 6 dice, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
I do not see anything.
Well, you got a 1.
Is that it?
5, 1, 3, 4, 3, 4.
So a botch.
Yep.
Okay.
There is nothing in my library about knockers. Aw.
Oh, there's plenty. It's just all wrong.
Yay! Misinformation!
You know that knockers are very pretty, tall, generally the nobles of the Fae.
So, wait, is it true that you drink the blood of virgins on Midsummer's Eve? And that you are prolific in your lovemaking to the point that you would steal away young peasant girls on moonlit nights and they would never be found again, but their moans of ecstasy would be heard from village to village.
I mean, I've never done that.
Misinformation is best information.
Yep.
And you know, he totally believes this. Yay!
And Nathan's just going along with it because he thinks he's joking.
And that you can be repelled by garlic. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It's at this point that he's kind of sure the book is bullshitting him, but he's just like, okay. So, very interesting. Would you build me a clock, Mr. Adams?
I could.
I'm a collector of odd objets. I would very much like to see the best of your craft.
Okay. I mean, I can build a clock.
How much do you want for it?
I usually prefer to build it before I charge for it, just so I can, because I don't feel comfortable putting a charge. Generally, they're not too terribly expensive, but I mean, for handmade clocks and everything.
Yes, but he will extend a hand and say, "Very well, I wish to buy from you the best of your clock, or the best example of your craft. Is this a deal?"
Yeah, that's fair. He'll shake his hand. I will get to work on it.
Hooray! Oh, how wonderful! I shall have the jolly tick and the jolly old talk. Ah, yes, it's been a good day. Oh my God, this character's even creepy to me.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
What was that?
That's how you know you're doing it right.
This is true. Though in order to make it like complete, I need to have a tiny, tiny little dog that I carry around.
Jesus. Nathan is actually going to ask you for a pen and some paper.
You will be given a pen and paper.
He'll start drawing a design on it. I'm just gonna roll on my phone because dice aren't showing up.
Everyone, we would like to apologize now. We broke Google. We're bad at this.
Yeah, because I guess it did the same for me if you couldn't see my rolls earlier, so.
Yeah,
Damn.
kind of sucks, but oh well. It's not a huge deal. Let's see. Again, is my crest spec in Clockwork applicable to designing a clock?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Actually, I guess since it's designed to be intelligence, but it's still the same for dice. Okay. Div 6, 8 dice. There we go. I know how to technology.
What are you talking about the technometry?
I don't know. Design wrong.
7 successes, okay.
So I got 7 successes on my design roll for the clock.
Holy shit! This clock might actually, I don't know, bring you backwards in time or some shit. Just like you've secretly discovered time travel.
There is a smudge on one of the lamps.
Oh, god damn it. Fucking knocker birthright. Or flaw, really. Frailty, that's what it is.
Nothing is wrong with the design of the clock. It is a perfect design for a perfect clock. But on the blueprint he designed, there is a smudge.
He'll kind of furrow his brow at the smudge. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that should you not devolve into cursing right about now? Is that not a thing?
He's cursing, but he's trying to remain polite, so he's just kind of doing it under his breath.
Well, it's still a mighty fine clock.
He'll sigh. Yeah, I guess.
And it fits your taste perfectly. It completely fits the Gothic Victorian era and whatnot.
As he looks sad, another biscuit is placed on a plate.
He'll munch at it slightly sad. Being Nathan is suffering.
Delicious suffering.
Wait, you're not gonna munch at the popcorn?
It's not my fault. Stop laughing at me. Oh no, Mother.
I do know who you're like. That's why we're getting married, you asshole.
He continues munching at the cookie, looking weirdly sad.
Would you like another whiskey as well?
Please.
He will pour more whiskey. Just sad, virgin, stealing, blood drinking weirdo is sad.
The missing eye.
Would you like some virgin blood? I'm pretty sure I can arrange for some.
He'll sigh. No, I think I'll pass for tonight. I gotta drive.
Huh. Well, that's suitably terrible. Also, apparently the museum is on fire. God damn it, Joey.
Wait, what now?
Joey was mocking that apparently the museum was on fire, and I do not think that that impressed Tiger Kim at all.
Oh.
Yeah. I just read the chat, but yes. In that case, Gravedigger will stand up and he'll put his chair in and he will say, I would like to thank you all for coming this evening. I believe I have one or two other issues that need concern my time, but please do feel free to drop by any time.
Alright, I'll let you know when the clock's done. He'll look at the design again, sigh deeply.
He just kind of absent-mindedly hands you the bottle of whiskey. Just like, there you go. Don't drink yourself to death.
Tony, as she gets up and everything, she'll slip her hand into her pocket and put the ring on, and she'll take it out. She'll kind of look at the ring on her finger before looking over at Gravedigger and chuckling. Normally I thought I'd know a guy a little better before they gave me a ring, but oh well.
What can I say? It suits you, though. The ring does that weird little magical thing that they all do, where it auto-adjusts to your size. Because all magic rings do that shit.
He'll just kind of sigh and just half-heartedly say, yeah, I hear it's really common for people to get married young these days. He wants to make the joke, he feels it's his responsibility to make the joke, he's just not feeling it.
You bring me back 10 spirits, and I will ask to marry you, Miss Zhang.
Then I will definitely make sure to not bring back 10.
Excellent. 100 and we'll marry on the spot.
I'll bring 9.
9.5.
So just a long engagement, then?
Yes.
Excellent. Ironically, you say that Haishin has half a ghost living in his house. Oh dear. We should do something about that at some point.
Well, which ghost? We have a mirror spirit, and then we have the legless, half a brain ghost.
Yeah, that one. The one that's literally half a ghost.
There you go.
So with that, the door to the sanctum will creak closed behind you. Everything you get the impression that the creaks are actually coming from tiny speakers, and it's just that way to give the impression of creepiness. Unless anyone else has anything else they want to do, I think we're done.
Tony will probably bow to Nathan, just say, "Well, it was nice meeting you."
Nice meeting you too. He'll just kind of trail off, he just lost track of what he was trying to say.
You sure you're gonna be able to make it home on your own? You don't look all that focused.
He'll just kind of sigh. I've been through worse.
My God, he's Eeyore.
Oh.
His unseelie nature is fatalist.
Oh dear.
I don't see it right now, but
She'll actually kind of reach out to gently pat him on the shoulder. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it too much, dude.
Actually, considering that ring, because I'm just contemplating it now, considering what it does, because it's all about death,
Okay,
I would assume that's
just kill him.
I was going to say, I'd assume that would be banal as hell.
Well,
Literally a death artifact.
it's more like undeath that's banal.
like
Because it's literally stagnant.
yeah, usually it's weavery things. That would be more wormy, I would think. But I don't know. it wouldn't be enough to like give him a point of banality or anything, I would say, but it would definitely make him a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's like basically she's bad touching Nathan, and she doesn't realize it.
He'll actually hang on. Let me do the
Oh
thing.
gosh. I'm sorry. Tony
No,
doesn't know.
it's okay.
That's
So
part
this
of
is
the
gonna
fun.
be Nathan like kind of realizes that she's trying to be nice and is going to try really hard to not look like he's flinching at the banality, but he doesn't have any dots in performance, so it's going to be at a +2 difficulty, and he only has 2 dice in manipulation.
Why don't you just roll straight willpower?
It's fine. I got a success apparently. Yeah, 9. So he manages to like
Good enough for government work.
he manages to kind of fake out his uncomfortableness, so he doesn't flinch or anything.
Okay. Yeah, just after the pat, she'll move her hand back and yeah. Well, I wish you a pleasant evening.
Same to you.
By the way, as you get back up to the top of the bar, the woman who entered with you will basically hand you each a business card that has basically downstairs his phone number if you ever actually have to call Gravedigger.
Oh, okay. He'll say thanks and then tell the lady to stop being so dismal towards potential customers.
She will look down at the ground as if she has been suitably chastised.
Tony will just shrug and put the business card in her pocket.
And then I guess they'll go their separate ways. Nathan will wander off into the night looking like he's talking to nothing.
Yeah, and Tony will probably head back home.
Home. And shall we call it there then? I believe it is Tiger to do the get the fuck out of here speech.
Thank you, players, for playing. I don't know if we had any watchers. Thank you, Google, for screwing up halfway through and making me roll dice on my phone. This has been another episode of Hong Kong House of Cards. Go, I don't know, fuck with ghosts or something. No, actually, don't do that. It's a bad idea. Later.